everybody, say hi. Hey you guys, I am coming on here to give some updates, share some things about life because it has been a hot minute. I have been wanting to do more YouTube videos and just wanting to get out there, and honestly, life is so busy. Life is so crazy. And so just when I have one kid napping, the other one wants to get up. But here I am. I'm going to attempt to give some updates and share some of the latest. One of my many 2024 resolutions, well, I don't really like to call them resolutions, but one of my goals is to get back into bread making. I just love the concept and the idea of making things at home. You know what's all in it, and you can feel good about that. I feel like with having kids, it's definitely made me want to think more about the things that I'm consuming and the things that they're consuming. I really got into sourdough in 2020 when John and I had first got married, and I was just trying to be like a housewife and all of that, cooking all these home cooked meals and everything, which there is just something about a box of macaroni and cheese. Can I just say that? And I know how to doctor it up. But anyhow. And so my starter was in our fridge for over a year. So I actually had transferred it from the duplex over to this place because I just had no motivation. I think it was when I had found out I was pregnant with Jericho is when I kind of just like gave it up and just put it in the fridge and just like kept thinking, oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll take it out and feed it tomorrow. And I just never did that. Here I am today, marking a new chapter of making sourdough. But today, I also am making some just like sandwich bread from active dry yeast, which is kind of contrary to the sourdough, but this, I really love it. It's the Red Mill, Bob's Red Mill active dry yeast. And so it is a better option for dry yeast. There's just something about those packets that just like make me a little sketch. But let me dive in. So the last year, I feel like I really have not come on and created a YouTube video or any content really in a very long time. And I feel like even when it comes to social media, I've just really tried to take more of a step back just because I want to be more present with the kids. Adelie is definitely a lot more alert and more aware, and so she knows when we're on our phones or when we're engaged with her. Really just wanting to be a mom who's present to my kids, and so that has really caused me to put YouTube and all of those things on the back burner. I'm going to try to see if I can manage it all. We found out we were pregnant with Jericho back in February, I want to say, of 2023. I cannot believe it's 2024. Like, that's so crazy. But back in 2023, February, we found out we were pregnant, and I was in complete shock. I actually was like in tears because I could not come into agreement that I was going to be welcoming in another child in less than a year when the current child, Adelie, was not even 6 months and was not sleeping through the night at that point. I was at a place of just like desperation and just like, Lord, like, what is this life that you would have for me? Is this going to get better? Am I going to be able to manage 2 kids? I am so grateful and so thankful that I have a partner who I get to do it with. I also am so thankful for our community. Our church, I feel like, really just stands behind us and really supports us. Our pastors, we have great friends in the community. We're just super grateful and feeling super blessed, especially as we welcomed our second child, Jericho. So knowing that it definitely takes more hands and more feet to be able to care for these 2. We found out we were pregnant with Jericho, and I was just kind of like, okay, Lord, like, I'm gonna trust your ways, trust that you know what's good for us. We ended up finding out Jericho was a boy, which also took some surrender and just took some trusting, especially because I knew what it was like having a girl, and I was kind of hoping for a girl. I don't know, with having Adelie, I just really bonded with her right away. I mean, you bond with all your kids, but that being the first child that I got to bond with, I just really thought the next one would have been a girl. And so we had found out then that he was a boy, and it took me a minute to just be like, okay, this is the reality. And I had a really good friend of mine, and she's still a good friend of mine, She was having a boy, and so he was due in May. I can remember just seeing their bond and seeing how much she loved her little boy and seeing how he looked at her, and I could just tell that there was a difference from a boy versus a girl in a lot of good ways. Instead of seeing it as a negative of like, oh, I'm having a boy, like I'm not gonna be able to like, you know, do girly things with him or, you know, whatever. It's like, yeah, but the love that he's gonna have for his mom and like the way that he's gonna look at me will be different than how Adelie will look at me and view me. I just began to kind of step into that calling of being a mom to a boy and choosing to see the good side in it. And not that I wasn't seeing the good side, but I think I was just weighing so much on I wanted it to be a girl that I was neglecting to see the blessing of what it would be like having a boy. Jericho, we ended up having him 2 days after his due date, and actually there were a couple due dates that were thrown out. So it's not like he necessarily came right when he was supposed to. So October 8th is when he came, and I can remember I had contractions for a few days, kind of on and off. And yeah, he came perfect timing. So I'll have to share my birth story with you guys. I plan on sharing that at some point, but I won't be sharing that today. Our lives has just been filled with so much joy since. I guess I didn't really share either. So we were living in our duplex and we were thinking about becoming homeowners in the beginning of 2023, but kind of we're throwing around our finances, talking with a financial advisor, and just felt like that was not the right move at that time. With the mortgage company that we had talked to, which was actually our bank that we bank through, they wanted a 20% down payment, which we could not do at that time, let alone really, you know, have the means to be able to do that. We said, you know, maybe this just is not our season. Our duplex was a 2-bed, 1-bath, open concept from the kitchen and living room, and very great for us. And we could have honestly made it do, but we really, you know, it was just hard because we have family that come out of town that come stay with us. And with having a second child, it just would have made things very crammed in that place. We were still choosing to believe God for, you know, whether that was maybe we don't necessarily buy a house, but maybe we rent out a bigger duplex. It was about May that I had decided to look at a different mortgage servicer. Through that servicer, they had some amazing deals going on, and we just kind of started the conversation. And next thing you know, we met with our realtor who we're good friends with, looked at a couple houses, put an offer on one house, and then this house we put an offer on and just felt so much peace about it. John actually had not seen the house. I had came with a couple friends, and John FaceTimed in because he was, I think, gone for a bachelorette party, or he had a wedding, or bachelor party, not bachelorette. So I remember walking through here and just being like, yep, I can see this place becoming a home. It has such good bones. It needed some paint updating. It needed some, you know, just some love, some care a little bit. But I just was like, this would be perfect. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. One bathroom is off of our bedroom, which is amazing and something that we've always wanted, especially when we have guests. It's nice just to have our own private bathroom. We put in an offer, and next thing you know, they accepted our offer, and we, you know, were able to do a home inspection, which, you know, a lot of things at that time you weren't able to do home inspections. A lot of people who were accepting offers were accepting offers that said they didn't mind the home inspection. So we were really thankful for that, especially because with having kids and being in a home, we just want to know what we're getting into. Bought the house the end of July. We moved in officially in the end of August. Just wild that we've been living here for, gosh, well, that would have been 6 months now, 5 months. It's been amazing. There's been nothing that financially has been a big shocker or anything to us, which we're really thankful for and really grateful for. So thank you, Lord, and we hope that continues, especially because it is freezing weather outside, and so those pipes could be freezing, anything could happen, but the Lord is covering this place, and we believe that. Yeah, you're a tired boy. We've been living here ever since. I'm trying to think of what else I need to update y'all on. So then we had Adelie's first birthday in August, which was a lot of fun. We went to a park and invited some close friends, family, and celebrated that. And then, like I said, we had Jericho in October. I took about 8 weeks off. Before, when I had Adelie, I had taken 12 weeks off, but I felt like that was kind of a long chunk for myself and for my sanity, in the sense where, like, I just need to be doing something. And when I was at home, it was nice because we had just bought the house, and even though I was supposed to be resting, I was able to get a lot done around the house too. So that was really nice, but I'm just kind of a busybody. So going back to work after 8 weeks was a huge blessing. Adelie actually was going to daycare prior to me going back, so me and Jericho would hop in the car with her. And well, I'd put her and Jericho in the car, drop Adelie off, and then Jericho and I would have Tuesdays and Thursdays for ourselves. It also helped get me comfortable with getting them both out of the house, so that by the time I was going back to work, I felt more comfortable getting out with both of them. So yeah, so they've been going to daycare. Jericho's been loving it. Adelie, of course, loves it. She is such a social butterfly. Adelie has been learning a lot more words, and she says mama and dada like all the time when she wants something from us, which I am not ready for that stage where they always ask questions. And so I know Adelie, once she can actually say some words, she's going to be talking like no other. I'm just preparing myself for that season. But it's, yeah, she's just so fun and a joy to be around, and she loves being around other people and other kids and other babies. She constantly is kissing on her baby brother. She calls him Bobo. It's because she's trying to say brother. And then Jericho will smile at her when he sees her, or will look up to her. And so yeah, we're in definitely a busy season with both the kids being under 2. So he just turned 3 months. Well, he's approaching 4 months in February. And then Adelie just turned 17 months. We'll be approaching 18 months in February. So our hands are full, but we are loving it. We, again, have so much support within this season. I think that's all that I'll really fill you guys in on right now. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for listening. And we both say goodbye. Say bye-bye. Bye, guys.